attack on Sand River. This was something Daki mentioned at the start of the season, is it'll be interesting to watch this map. I think you also said as well, with the way the meta develops as the map is played more. So at the start, a lot of teams rushed for the cap on the right-hand side. Now teams are starting to play with the cap on the left-hand side.
I think there is still way more to go. Oirzen?
This is my favourite way of doing the...
Oirzen is playing?
With a Bison. I think that's the wrong name, wrong information there, perhaps.
I'm just gonna wait, because there are two Utopias here, and one of them is too much.
Yeah. I was going to say this is like the perfect lineup. We have Who Cares on the red side. We have Utopia on the blue side. Who Cares with the red camo. Utopia with the blue camo. So everything marches up nicely here, and there is no Bison being used, or no one called Oirzen. So, yeah.
Okay, two I7s and Steroids on object 261 in their attack. This is a tactics we've seen before. Many teams misplayed it a bit, and I never seen anyone trying to use that 261 in final moments to boost the cap and make additional obstruction. So let's see how will Utopia do it. 261 will Steroids. He's a really good RT player.
It's a boost coming up here.
Well, they have 3 butt-shots, but they don't really need anyone to boost one guy. One guy can do it on his own, like rather easily.
I thought maybe they're going to boost artillery, but no, they're going to do a train here to boost up Papa Pavin.
Should not need anyone to do it.
Is it maybe because they're going into a different area?
My guess is because if he tries to climb from the outer side and he gets spotted by really advancing tanks, by Who Cares, he can get shot in the flank.
We saw that with Alpha earlier on in the week. He got spotted.
They want to boost him for sure, because we've seen it's absolutely pivotal to hold this position when you want to attack number 1 cap, because he will give all the info. Nice double tap here on these tanks. Not much damage because it's 261, but still. Fast reload, and he can grind them out. As long as they're spotted, he will keep working on them.
Gremic and Pure taking double damage there. Now Andre moving along the south line of the map, up north here. Papa Powan's going to keep him under control. Now here in the dry riverbed we have Shoku and we have Biku. Shoku just going to peek up in his IS-7 against Gremic and Pure, so it's going to give artillery an angle on him. Let him fly towards Gremic. Another nice double tap. Both of them being out there, both of them stunned. Pure actually getting his tracks completely broken there.
Pure is effectively brought back I-7s to pre-patch stadium with lower amount of HP, even less, like 2.1k. That's enough for you guys to start with.
And just start bringing back the HP levels down so that the team HP levels are a bit more equal. Who Cares with the advantage because they don't have the artillery, which has much less.
There you go. You don't need an Emmerich also.
Yeah, another one coming in. So, I mean, these two tanks, Gremic and Pure, are just going to continue to be chipped away from this area. Steroids has a great shot on them. They can't move away anywhere without risking being shot from Mucka and Shoku when they do so. And, yeah, it's going to be a really frustrating time for Gremic and Pure right now.
I really can't say I like the positions of Who Cares at the moment. They need to boost the butt shot up here, but they're not really positioning themselves to do anything except to try to spot the cap if there is pressure with that I-7. And those I-7s will be shot by Arti and by Papa Pavian probably in that moment. So I don't know about that play. Really passive play by Who Cares at the moment. And the only thing that keeps them going is that Arti can just not shoot like a machine gun that much.
Yeah, Steroids moving ever so slightly. He's changed position now to give himself a different angle onto the IS-7s behind this rock. Just the rocks are actually providing perfect cover for him. Shoots one right over, and then that now means that Pure and Gremic are going to be able to see the change to artillery angle.
Maka picked up a shell, probably by an STRV, I can't see, but it should be him.
Shupanik holding position on the 0 line. Biku coming over to join him, and Hunty as well, so there might be some kind of rotation coming up on this side, Mojo, up the 9-0 line.
They'll just try to look for cross shots on I-7s and maybe put one guy in a cap. There is Steroids moving now. He will have actually clear shots on these I-7s once he positions. 6 minutes to go. That's why he will try to stop and fire a shell every moment he can. Again, and then he will move more.
Viewpoint here from Steroids. He's trying to get through onto Gremic, trying to get onto that back engine deck.
Another
nice double tap.
Ooh, look at Commander and Driver.
Oh, Driver and Commander on each tank dead. You can see that the stun's persisting for a long time, so I don't think either tank has a medipack because, well, I would have thought they would have used them at least once by now, maybe. But, yeah, I mean, it'd be interesting to see actually the equipment on Gremic and Pure, because those crew members are not being healed right now.
Oh my god, so that's a spotter less without commander. He needs to drive into the cap to see a Bachat capping there. So they moved behind the rock again, so they're pretty much safe from that RT, but whenever they want to move back and do something about the map, they will have to go effectively in RT's shot. Again, Bachats are moving toward the cap. I think they will actually take the top part of the base of Who Cares and maybe try to snipe those I7s from there. That's gonna be so cheeky, man.
Yeah, this is interesting play here from Utopia. They're starting to come up, but look at it. There is the crossfire coming back out. Biku and Shepanik immediately getting shot as he peeked over that ridge. Another shot coming into Shepanik. He's having to back off. There is the shots coming down from the tanks up on the hill. Look at the damage on Biku and Shepanik as they peeked over that ridge. They were immediately spotted and immediately punished for it.
I think Utopia just effectively threw entire advantage. I mean, one of them should have peeked as he did and then see what happens before both of them commit. RT is still working on Gremek and Pure, but Utopia just threw there about 2k HP for nothing.
Yeah. Time's ticking right now. Mucka has a dead driver. He's the one trying to peek over in the middle dried riverbed here. Papa Pavin is now down from that area where he was sitting up on. He's trying to get shots into Gremek or Love, but he has no shots. He's going to try and perhaps rotate around the north of the map. Now, we did see that Andre was in that position earlier, so Andre will spot out Papa Pavin. Right now, that happens as Papa Pavin makes his move, and Andre might fancy himself for taking on this duel.
4 minutes to go. After this peak of Bachats from Utopia, things are actually looking much brighter for Who Cares guys, because they actually gained a lot. Not much more than HP itself, because RT will not be a really effective member once the fight starts. Unless they do some really huge mishap by shooting, not covering these two I7s, once Utopia pushes, this could be really over quickly.
Yeah, I mean, right now it's a damage farm for Steroids when he does get his shots connecting, but nobody else in Who Cares has really been challenged or harassed at all, so they're able to maintain all of their HP. So when a team fight does start, they have a huge advantage already. They're 1k above, and they don't have to worry about, well, they're a tank above effectively as well, Steroids.
Look at Steroids, like he fires a shot, then he runs left, then he runs right, then he runs left. All the time is they're changing the positions around the rocks. And there you go, another shot, another double shot on these I7s. If they just kept doing this without these Bachats peaking so aggressive, they've had much more HP to work with now.
But again, as always, we talk about with bringing artillery, you're effectively, you run out of enough time to be able to do what you want here.
Yeah, and it's...
There's the push coming in. Biku and Hunty trying to get crossfire shots into the IS-7s. Hunty's in a great position, actually, to be able to clip out into them. Biku wasn't able to get into position, so now going to be Hunty picking up 2 kills here as he gets dropped on both IS-7s. Utopia starting to make their move. Now they have the 2-gun advantage, but every tank in their team pretty much is taking a beating for it.
Yeah, but now there is a counter-attack going on by Who Cares. They really need to do something to bring themselves back in the game. Camp pressure is here on by Shepanik. There is no one to spot him, so that's an important. Important is because he will lower the time needed for him to cap, and then multiple tanks from Utopia could join it. I think Steroids should just YOLO the cap immediately and provide some body pressure, body protection for his teammates there.
Yeah, you actually talked about this at the start of the match. Sometimes you can just use an object to run into the cap circle and block. Shepanik's shooting out right now, bold because it's giving away position, but Lucky Blast taking an absolute pummeling there, is having to back off from the position he held up on the hill. More shots coming into Andre. Andre taking an absolute beating right now, and he gets dropped by Biku. So a nice coordinated push here from Utopia, coming right back into this match, but the time is against them, but they are holding the cap circle as well, which now has 2 tanks in the cap circle. That is Shoku and Shepanik, and like you said, Mojo, why not just send in Steroids as well? As Halo now is being picked up by tanks of Utopia, trying to get spots on the base there.
This is not going to end by cap, because they need 3 guys there, and they're not in position to actually finish the cap. They need to master forces and somehow kill both Mikmek and Halo.
But look at this at the top of the map. There's a hit squad coming in here right now. Hunty, Biku, and Papa Pau, and they're looking to try and drop Senti and Lucky Blast. Might try and force the team fight down south as well. Steroids, if he can get a big connection with that object, that's going to change things right now. He is aiming at Halo. If he can connect with the shot, that's going to turn things around. You can see the shot going out. Halo is only stunned. He's not damaged. Biku killing off Senti with a ram kill there. Hunty and Papa Powan going to continue round. Papa Powan with 3 shots. Hunty on the reload, but it's 40 seconds left. Can they drop these 3 tanks? Because Micmac is down in the corner, and I think they're going to struggle to actually get all the tanks down here in time, Mojo.
They need a big connection on Micmac. They need big penetrations. Micmac will probably pick up Shuku now because he must. That's 1 gun less. He has only 1 shell left, so he cannot even kill Artie. Artie connected him. 22 seconds. I'm not sure he have enough time to reload and fire again. He will probably just try to ram him if possible. 15 seconds to go. Utopia is so close but so far away. They actually don't have the tanks needed to finish these guys off. Halu will kill the Artie, and actually he will save them and save the round by this move.
Completely safe position now because Halu is over a ridgeline, Micmac is behind a hill, and Utopia have no shots. So, first round here going to Who Cares, not going to Utopia, because Utopia were in no position to be able to actually take out Who Cares.
This is by far the worst. Yes. This is the worst play by Utopia. They are not very good in attack, and now they defend where they're much, much stronger. But this is a big opportunity they missed here, actually.
Yeah, well played for Who Cares to be able to just get those tanks down into the bottom corner, and Utopia with no angles on them whatsoever to be able to get the shots. So, I mean, they know what they had to do, they just couldn't get it done in time, really, was the problem.
It's a nice close-up of your face while we mop up our mistakes.
Choo, 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 choo,
Nothing
choo.
happened here.
Yeah.
But Utopia here, in my eyes, careless move by those Bachats. They were thinking they cannot get spotted from the base, so they can farm those I7s. They didn't really check it carefully, and it really did a problem for them because Lucky Blast and Bachats from up were farming them for quite a lot and brought a turnover in the game. Steroids played well with that Artie. He was relocating as Artie players should all the time, coordinating with his players, but it was just not enough because the other guys should have done their job also.
I think for Who Cares, when it comes to like kind of standout players on the side of Who Cares, Lucky Blast is always somebody who's always at the top of the damage charts for the team. Very kind of standout player for me in that lineup.
Now we will see Utopia on defense. They are much better, as I already mentioned, above 70%, while Who Cares has glorious 0% success rate in attack. If your stats are right,
I knew you were going to say that. I was just sitting there thinking, I've got to go and recheck everything, which would take forever to do. I'm pretty sure everything's right. I don't know how I managed to get that one wrong for Runeberg, though, because the only thing I could think of is I copied the wrong match, which made no sense, because I did the stats for Friday.
Not a problem.
I did it today, which makes it even worse.
It's not a problem. Who Cares lost their attack on Sand River also, so they will still stay on 0%.
Okay. Okay. Now, Who Cares? Red side attack, Utopia, blue side defending. Artillery coming out once again for Utopia. Steroid's going to be playing it on defense. We haven't saw artillery on defense before, Mojo, have we?
I haven't seen it on defense even a single time. This is a huge risk because now they're giving a lot of option to Who Cares to pressure them. Now, Who Cares actually chose to play through the middle here. This is a rather odd play, I would even say, because they cannot really cap. Like, the cap is not a thing that can happen in this kind of game. Also, what I don't like about this game from Utopia, they have T100 light. Effectively, they have 5 fighting tanks, not 6. And Who Cares should make use of that, and they should just gather the tanks and push them. Find them and push them now.
Here comes the push from Utopia down south, going to push up into Micmac and Gremic.
Massive mistake then. Who Cares didn't climb a single Bachat on F1, so they actually don't have anyone to cover them there. Micmac taking like a lot of damage there. Gremic also on 50%.
Taking a lot of damage. Gremic getting absolutely wrecked. Peeking up over the dunes down to 129 HP. There was an arty shot going into Gremic as well. Now, there's a cap going on at the top of the map, 24 seconds. The only person who can do anything to spot this is Mucka, but Papa Pavan's going to come up and try and get vision so that resets can come in from Steroids. This is kind of like the problem that Who Cares have, is that, okay, they can send tanks into the cap circle, but Arty can just splash in the middle of them, reset, hit the next person as well. But Arty has to hell of a make a shot here because, well, we were down to 7 seconds there, but a reset coming in from, looks like Papa Pavan, no, what, not Papa Pavan, it might have been Mucka actually or somebody getting a reset there. I don't know where that reset came from.
This is the thing now.
Steroids maybe.
Who Cares? If they don't manage to cap, they're gonna lose this game because they threw these Bachats away. Now, Bihu didn't really have to die. Here they could have coordinated a bit better by Utopia, but 6 seconds to go. Papapavia, you should actually already be ready to peek over a track, but there is an Artie. Artie Shell actually deals with it.
That shot from Lucky Blast was maybe just enough to be able to get the resets, but Artillery's going to reload every time just slightly before the cap circle is any challenge. Mokka can always peek over. Steroids is now coming up to back up Papa Powen with any resets. Who cares if put all their eggs in one basket? And luckily enough, Utopia, with the artillery, are able to reset. Shoku taking a lot of damage now as well, though. Down to 7 seconds. Artillery shot coming out from Steroids. Does he splash? Does he connect? No, he doesn't. It was actually Papa Pavin's reset being able to stop things that time.
No, Halo was shot by Artie also. You need to watch for those arrows. That's marker of the Artie. But Shepanek is on one shot. They already lost the light tank. This is not going well for Utopia again. Look at the HP advantage now. 6.6 compared to 2.3.
Papa Powen going to survive here with a sliver of HP, 518, so he's on a 2-shot right now, but the tanks from Who Cares now going to push out because they see they have an advantage. HP advantage is basically 5 against 3 because Steroids and Artillery can't help in the fight.
Lucky Blast even took Hunty. That's one-on-one play by STRV against the Bachat. Major mistakes by Utopia. They are getting wrecked on Sand River, but 2-0.
Lucky Blast now picking up Papa Pavin as well. Shoku's below Lucky Blast. Lucky Blast has done more than enough right now. Shoku's going to come right behind him. Okay, you're going to pick up the STRV, but, you know, it doesn't matter because it's now Shoku 1 on 4 once he's done this. Steroids actually getting a kill on Lucky Blast, and well, I don't see Utopia doing anything to come back from this. Another nice round there by Who Cares?
I don't know how much nice of a round it was. They made major mistakes, but Utopia did enough of those to actually give the round away. And this experiment with Artie on defense, well, this is how it ends up, as an experiment. Shuku on one shot, the only guy who can effectively spot the cap. Artie will have to do a blind shot and hope he hits something, but it's really too risky now. So he has to wait for a spot of Shuku, try to reset, and Shuku needs to try to survive and run away. And that's just not going to work because Andre has 1500 HP.
Reset coming in there from Steroids down to 16 seconds. Shoku, they know where he is. Andre's going to run after him and take this duel because he should be able to win this one very easily. Shoku is on a one-shot at 285 health. Shots going out into Shoku, but nobody actually connecting him. Shoku being able to pick up Halu in the meantime. Bit scrappy here from Who Cares as Andrew finally finishes him off. Now it's just Steroids left on his own with no vision on the cap circle. Any resets that come in now are going to be impressive because, well, Who Cares should be moving their tanks now that he does get a connection into Sente.
Now they can just put Bachat also in the cap, and that's pretty much it. He can roll a dice and try to decap. If they get bored, they can always leave the cap and just kill him. They have plenty time, man. There's like 5 minutes.
Steroids now driving up to do his own spots and then try and get a shot. Triple cap coming in here for Who Cares. Steroids, well, you're going to roll the dice, mate. Can you get another reset? But then you have 4 minutes and 40 to continue to get resets. It's going to be a tough call. Doesn't connect with that one. That's going to be it. 4 seconds to go. Who Cares picking up Sand River 2-0, and that was a bit of an unexpected start, Mojo.
It was really something new, for sure.
Yes.
Massive mistake by Who Cares again, allowing so much HP to be drained by those two Bachats, not even elevating anyone on that F1 position. We said it many times. This is the crucial position if you want to deal with any kind of attack of this sort that Utopia just performed. Then massive mistakes by Utopia, Bihu dying too early, focused by two Bachats.
Yeah.
They didn't share the HP. That was not really needed. And I don't think this is going rather well at this moment, but still. Daki's prediction is going to go to toilet anyway because Utopia is going to come back into the game.
Yeah,
now.
I'd imagine Daki's predictions are really quite terrible, and although like it's going 2-0 to Who Cares, it doesn't matter because Utopia are going to probably pick at this one up right now. Bit of a blip in the road, as you might say, you know, a little speed bump.
Lucky Blast.
Lucky Blast, the guy I highlighted earlier on.
4.4k damage here, really well, even surviving against attacking Bachat. What to say, man? On both sides, he did really, really well on this STRV. Good farm there. Andre was the last surviving Bachat of Who Cares, and they didn't really play it all that glorious. Like it was like, I believe, Micmac, and I can't remember who was the other one, Gremek, who just caught pens down.
Yeah. And now we're going to go into Ruinberg, which is... I don't know. I'm surprised at this because Who Cares picked this? And... they are not good at all in it this season. So I don't know what the tactic is. I don't know if Who Cares think that they have something, if they've read something in Utopia that they feel they can exploit.
I'm gonna remind you, Ryan, that Who Cares has 50% win rate. On
Yeah, but
November.
they've only played it twice.
No, Ryan, they played it 4 times.
Okay, then they've only played it 4 times, but still, 50% out of 4 is not. I mean, only 4 times. Okay, it's 50%. Oh, okay, I don't know.
So Utopia with their 5 games played and 40% of win rate, they're much better, right? Gloriously better. I think this is probably 1-1 we are looking at. But who knows, maybe Who Cares will actually surprise us and take both rounds. And that will make this match a lot spicier than we expected. And the seat under Utopia, well, a lot hotter than they want.
Hey, if it goes 4-0, then we're probably going to see Daki on camera just pop up and say, I told you so, which we don't want.
Why not, man? Like, I want underdogs to win every time. So I'm gonna...
True.
I'm gonna do what kind of bet, where, whatever, if that happens. I have no problem with that.
Okay, now, Who Cares lining up to get their tanks going north and middle road, perhaps here, Mojo?
They're actually avoiding to get spotted. That's the prime thing. They're avoiding to get spotted in a start, so most of the tanks of Utopia already go and defend the lower cap, while they're
south, yeah.
Yeah, while their prime is to kill Hunty. Hunty, when they push the middle, Mouse will extract some shells, i7s will push, try to snipe him in a side, and then Bachats will push and take him out if he's still alive. It's actually a solid tactic. This can work.
Focusing shots into Shepanik, but shots not coming out necessarily connecting to him. Now, Pure has taken a couple of hits in his mouse. Halu is spotted, but Senti and Andre are not. You can already see Utopia starting to reposition their tanks a little bit because Shepanik is taking a huge amount of damage. If he survives this one any longer, it is going to be impressive. But look at the amount of damage going back into Pure right now. He's taken a huge amount in a position where he thought he would be hulled down. There's continuing shots going out into Shepanik, but no actual further damage going into him. At the same time, Grimmick and Micmac running up top. They're going to try and drop down Hunty. These i7s are going to push over into the lower side of the road. And well, Mojo, is this going to work for them or not?
You have to see, but I believe it's time to hear them actually because Grimmick is making his final move.
Let's listen into the team speak of Who Cares.
Pierdolcie się na lewo. Potem.
Dawaj, Migmak, robimy go.
No.
Nice, Andrzej.
Chodź. Jesteś tutaj?
Ja już
Łasz,
dojeżdżam.
Szybko.
To jest
Teraz tripla robicie.
I kończy ktoś tego?
No właśnie,
Ja
kupuję was z góry. Dobra, kończę.
Nice.
Tu
FOKD.
jest 7 na wpiściu, więc my skapujemy na spokojnie.
Dobra, robimy to.
FO daleko.
Gąski jadą.
Kurde,
Jadę
bek.
blokować lepiej, jakby chciał jakaś
Gąski
plecy.
ma.
Beczka
Chodźcie,
robi.
nawet nie pikujcie z kapa.
Się chowam.
Jest szoku -3. Ja
Na
splutuję lighter,
Na
jak
plecy
przyjeżdżam.
Piłka daje.
Czarek jest na plecach.
Nie, ja
No
ginę.
ale nie wiem,
Szok
czy
mnie.
spotnie to.
Ginął się.
Light jest, light.
Jest light. Patrzcie na plecy, patrzcie na plecy.
Ja mam 10-15 sekund, a nie patrzę na... Bliżej grzybek może.
Ale
jakoś
on musi zrobić pełną pechem, może nie zrobić.
Muka
Zrobił
przed
plecy.
Nice.
Nice!
Ja mam
Nice.
kapa.
I skapujemy.
Dacie killfexa? Traki muce.
Traki muce.
KD FO.
Traki muce centy.
Dobra,
This is nice to see.
This is a magnificent round coming in here from Who Cares. Maybe we are on a brink of another surprise of a decade, man. Like Who Cares, the last team in the league taking on Utopia, who are for the most part #1, but they are sluggish lately.
2 Polish teams as well going head-to-head right now.
Hey, it's interesting to see. They could even understand each other if they were listening.
It's interesting to hear because the minute we switched into TeamSpeak, I don't know what was said, but you heard the laughter from production room, so you can only imagine what was being said.
Well, 3.3k damage here on Senti. Biho Sturo is doing something, but it's really not important. A lot of block damage by Pure, but he was, as we said already, a bait just to soak up some damage so they can spot something and make an initial opening. And it was a good opening indeed, 3-0 for Who Cares. Now, who would have thought of that?
Daki.
He also said 5-3 for Who Cares, so he might be even right. Who knows?
It could be right. It could be right. Or this could be...
Because, honestly, by the look of this, it looks like it's gonna
You know,
be less
you
than
know,
5
when we saw the map
5-3.
picks, I was like, it's really bold at Who Cares picking Runeberg because Mojo, by that stage, it could be 4-0. It very could be 4-0,
It
but
could be.
not to Utopia.
It could be, because Utopia took exactly 0 rounds so far in attack. So there is a huge potential here for Who Cares to actually pull it off and manage to
Man.
defend it. Now, if they manage to defend it now, guys, they will be on a match point or 4-0. And by the play so far, I really don't see Utopia coming back from something like that. This round, this will be the hit like winner round for me.
Yeah, for sure. If they can do this, then that's Utopia spirit broken. Who cares on match point? Oh, it's going to be super hard for Utopia to come back to this. If Who Cares manage to pick this one up and then they lose the match, then that's going to be throw of the season for sure, because they couldn't have been in a better position to be able to seal out a match.
Well, we have the Utopia team speak for this round, so we are going to see how will they look
Gonna
there.
see in
But the
here,
teams
yeah.
are firing up their engines, and we are going back in Ruinberg. Utopia on attack, playing with Lucky Blast on a light tank, a 50B to FVs. This doesn't sound wrong, and the names are completely wrong.
Okay, well, we'll just have to wait until the match starts to see which vehicles the teams are bringing. Who Cares are going to be on the red side, they're going to be defending. It's going to be Utopia on the blue side, they're going to be attacking. And let's actually have a look and see what we can see in the lineups now, Mojo.
Okay, Utopia playing with only one budget, a lot of heavies, and Panzer 7. Panzer 7, a new interesting pick here. A laser gun, great turret, weak lower armor though. But really, really good tank for some positions. On the other hand, Who Cares defending with a T100 light? We saw yesterday what kind of havoc that light can bring from that K0 position.
Very aggressive here
Super
from
aggressive
Utopia.
push by Utopia.
Very aggressive here push from Utopia. They're just going straight down the middle on almost every single tank. They're going to put Papa Palvin up on that raised platform. The I7s are getting across here. They're not taking any damage. There is shots coming back out from Papa Palvin. Connects one into Halu. Now, Utopia have position here, Mojo, on the lower field, and they have the two tanks going down in the bottom corner. They're going to try and pick out Lucky Blast. Andre, for Who Cares, taking a lot of damage. And this is very aggressive start from Utopia and good positioning as well.
Bihu and Shuku should be the prime target for Who Cares. They're the most important, because then Lucky Blast can just snipe these guys in the back all the time, unspotted, which would be a big problem for I7s, because with AP shells he can pen them in the side all the time. Pure is taking more damage here. This is a counter-attack, I guess, coming in from Who Cares side. They want to take an overmatch while they still can.
This is the fight progressing now. Papa Palvin's in position. Migmac's coming down. Let's listen into Utopia's team speak.
Cofaj się.
Gdzie fała?
Weź do mnie
A,
Ładnie strzela.
Na górce. Nie, po was 113 wjeżdża.
Halu widać.
Nie mam, miałem.
Próbuję.
dobra, jeszcze.
Graj do halu.
Nie, nie będziemy. Cofaj.
Patrz,
Cofaj.
minus 2. Bad minus 2 jest.
Pawian.
Ja
Tył
jestem.
113 jest, lol.
Cofaj.
Tył 113 jest, ja pierdolę.
No Paweł musi jechać.
Beka? Beczkę?
A nie Gimage robi.
Beczkę.
Wjeżdżam po 113,
nie dam
bo
rady
nie umiem
kliknąć,
przebić
nie?
tego
Nie mogę.
mouse'a.
A,
Mouse zasłonił wszystkich.
Ej, cofaj się tu, bo nie jesteś...
Nie wiem gdzie.
Stój za tym drakiem.
Mouse.
Jeszcze to jest do wygrania.
Ja Migmaka robię powoli.
Rób go, no.
Że na typiem ja przegram z nim.
Rób
Poczyna.
Paweł.
Rób go.
Jadę,
Ej,
jadę.
113. Ja cofam za brak.
Strzelił do ciebie Anti.
No.
Baczat.
Jedźcie.
Baczat full.
To
Patrzę.
13 Marty.
Baczata też.
Słonię cię. Dobra,
Dobijam.
Dobijajcie go już. To.
Beczkę ma z lewej muka, beczkę.
Pata?
Ale ten bat jeszcze.
6 sekund, nie zdążę. Może, że traki.
nice, Bichu.
Bichu nie gin tam.
Ja nie zdążę.
Bichu nie zginie.
Ja tu gram za tym. Za brakami.
FV
Odjeżdżać
stoi
na
koło
środek
Mausa.
tu?
Ile masz HP?
Full.
No to
Raczej
musisz jechać.
2000.
Ten
Dobra,
bat może
to jest-
odjeżdżać teraz.
To jest zobaczyli chłopy.
Weź tam, Bichu może blinda jebni.
Oni jedynie
Onko,
to, co mogą
F tam
stąd
koło
zbić, nie?
Mausa stoi.
Paweł, musisz mouse'a skończyć. Wychylać
Najgorsze będzie jak bat mi na zerówkę podjedzie.
Mouse na mnie pikuje.
Muka, nie da rady, żebyś tu ciągle podcelował, bo chyba z tego miejsca.
Ale mouse mnie.
Paweł, od lewej bardziej,
Oni mnie
tak,
stąd
żeby
nie
cię na
zbiją
proxy nie
przecież.
złapał.
To wiem.
Tu beka od dołu wyjedzie, coś czuję, 100%.
Tak, ona ma 500? Tak.
No. Ja na dół
Będę
patrzę.
musiał na...
Jestem.
Dobra. Tu beczka zaraz gdzieś wyjedzie, albo od środka wyjadą.
Dobra, ale wpawiana nie z farmi na magazyny.
Masz hejka, Pawian?
Ja cofam
Nie.
jeszcze dalej, żeby
Sekundy.
musieli wyjechać po
On
mnie.
jest bokiem.
Bat mógł już objechać to.
Nie ma.
Brawo.
Bat mógł objechać.
No, bat może być na dół.
Well, Mojo, so close, but yet so far.
Not really the best reaction by Who Cares here. Separate attack on all of them. Then they didn't support the T100 light that good. As I already said, priority would be to kill Bihu and Bachat on that side of the map and then deal with I7s. But what happened happened. Papa Pavian has a lot of HP. He can really waste some. There is 14 seconds till the end of the cap, and this is what Utopia is doing. They're just making sure that there is no reset. They don't care if someone takes damage, because as long as they are, that means Maka will survive. Senti has exactly 1 shell left. Andre will be late. 2 seconds to go. 1 second to go, and first round goes actually to Utopia, finally.
Utopia coming back into this one 3-1. We're getting a hell of a matchup between these two teams that we weren't quite expecting. It looked like on paper it was going to be a strong performance from Utopia. Who Cares came out the door, guns blazing, setting up the start for 3-0. Now Utopia coming back into it 3-1. An interesting fight between those two teams and really quite fun to watch, actually.
Bihu doing a monster damage here, almost 5k there, followed by Papa Pavian, who came late into the game, but he was sniping from the middle, so he was support. Just not good displacement of tanks of Who Cares.
Yeah.
They just played some default defense and didn't react well to this.
And
they were not ready for this.
Leaving the 1-1-3 down in that area, Bihu's sitting there in a hull down position, really difficult to try and get shots onto him. Yeah, I mean, if they'd kept that bottom area, it could have been a widely different situation, wildly different. Also, if perhaps Andre had got around in time quicker, but shoulda, woulda, coulda, you know?
It was too late, and then some reactions when they were aware that Papa Pavian would push them, but it was really obvious that Papa Pavian would push them. He had so much HP, and there was the last card that Utopia could ever play. They should have been prepared for that much better. We'd already rotated, maybe Andre waiting for him to do that, to shoot him in the side or whatever. But never mind. What's done is done. Who Cares is still in the lead, 3-1. We're going to watch some Prokhorovka. Traditionally, we know that Who Cares likes to really brawl on the middle here.
Yeah.
While Utopia is actually much better team on this map. They have about 80% win rate here out of 10 games. So that's really good stats. Much better read on a map than Who Cares have. But stats aside, Who Cares played so well. So far, they have a chance. If they take 1 round here, they will still be on match point.
Yeah, if they take 1 round, it's a huge thing. Match point, pressure's back on Utopia. I mean, the pressure's still on Utopia right now. They need to try and win 2 rounds to get back into this. They cannot afford to let Who Cares win this one, actually. And in the past, we've said Utopia, you know, they start off really strong throughout the season, and as the season progresses, they start to struggle with stats. Look at this, Mojo. 2 back chats and 4 IS7s coming out. 5 IS7s actually coming out there from Utopia. So Utopia looks like they're going straight for the middle, expecting a YOLO rush from Who Cares, and I wonder if Who Cares are going to read that and take the bait.
Unless they rush the Who Cares themselves with that kind of setup, but it's Who Cares who have 5 IS7s, mate.
Both teams.
Utopia has 4.
Utopia has 4, okay.
Abandon the VZ's boat. Abandon the VZ's boat. Let's go back to IS7s. More armor, less DPM by far. But more armor. That was an interesting. They tried to connect to Bihu, and actually one of them did connect on Bihu while he was crossing the rail. Entire Utopia team on the other side, Who Cares, is like a single unit here. Now, this is interesting because none of them actually saw the majority of the other part of the team. If they just continue like this, and there we go, Who Cares know it now.
It's going to be one of these matches where just
they
two
should
teams...
send 1 guy. They should send 1 guy to cap pressure.
Two teams poking over the rails. Lucky Blast and Micmac might just actually go up to the cap. Looks like Lucky Blast is going for the cap. Micmac is going there as well. If they can hold off this line, Utopia are really displaced now. Are Who Cares going to send 1 or 2 in the cap, or nobody? Are they just going to send Micmac and Lucky Blast round to try and get crossfire shots? Crossfire shots it is then, Mojo. Just ignore the cap for now.
Well, if no one is covering the upper line, and I don't see why is Utopia not doing that, they can definitely actually do a number of them. Utopia is actually now in not good position. This Bachat can freely peek and do the shots. Yes, IS7s are turning the shells, but Bachat shoots way faster, and IS7s will cross on them.
A Lucky Blast and Micmac really need to pick their fire here and pick their shots. There's going to be good shot calling here from Who Cares to be able to drop tanks of Utopia. Utopia have lost steroids in his IS7 already, but there is crossfire shots from Utopia's Bachats as well. Micmac has dropped down really low. He's on 52 HP, but still, Who Cares have all their guns in the game. They're going to push now into Hunty and Shupanik. They want to drop another tank before they can get themselves back into safety. But Who Cares have to be careful here because they've now overcommitted past the rails, and Utopia can turn their guns around and isolate them here from the rest of the Bachats.
Okay, now this is really dire moments for both teams. A lot of HPs going away, a lot of bounces and not penetrated shells. This is good for Who Cares because the Bachats of Utopia are still on reload, but some of them are coming out. Shuku, Papa Pavian already have the shells. Bihu is coming out really soon, and they still didn't kill Maka. But Papa Pavian is playing a bit careless. They're losing a lot of HP.
Gremic putting one into Shapanik, 481, but not killing him. It is left to Andre to pick up that kill. Now, who cares? Need to retreat their tanks, safely. Mucka getting a kill on Gremic, Shoku getting a kill on Pure, so it is now 4 guns to 4, but Utopia with the positional advantage right now, and this push from Who Cares, it just took too long to be able to drop the tanks from Utopia.
They missed so many shells on those I-7s. Those I-7s survived too much, and one of the I-7s of Who Cares was not in a fight there, but it's still not done. 1k HP advantage here for Utopia. Same number of guns. If Who Cares was Kazna, I would say, yeah, man, there is a chance, you know their cons when it comes to these moments, but still, this is a rather chaotic play here because Bachats couldn't pick should they cap, should they fight, and they were all over the place.
Oh!
Shuku surviving this shot, like, this is really amazing. Okay. Not
Lucky
so amazing
Blast
after a
getting
while.
the kill on Shoku there after missing the first shot, but Biku can come back and shoot him. Now shots going back into Biku as Micmac, who's been able to provide covering fire for his teammate there. So, Who Cares trying to get some advantage back into Biku's behind the building, but the building can be dropped. Andre still has a huge chunk of HP, so does Mocha, but Mocha just actually takes down some of that HP that Andre had.
Unbelievable. Bihu actually managed to cross the open field and run away, so Papa Pavi and him are still alive, and they can use Maka as an anchor here. This leaves these guys in a particularly weird position because Andre and Senti cannot really support each other well. So Senti is doing a risky move, going on the other side of the rail to try to get a crossfire on the Bachats of Utopia and maybe on the back of Muka. Because the Bachats of Who Cares are here on borrowed health, borrowed time.
Senti's going to go up in that area. Papa Powen already backing off. He's going to take up that boost position, it looks like, at A7, try and peek over the rails. So they will probably proxy each other out. Papa Powen can't push over because Micmac should have shots from that hill area, shouldn't he, onto Papa Powen as well?
Yeah, we will see. Maybe if Senti spots Papa Pavian, also Papa Pavian can take some shell from Andre. So it's not an easy situation
Spotted.
for both of them.
Both of them are spotted, but Papa Powen looks to be safe in that little depression at the bottom of the river. Now, if you're Utopia Mojo on the defense, how do you approach this right now?
Sit and wait, man. There's nothing they can do. Like, push itself is not the best choice here. They need to utilize these Bachats the best they can. And I7 in that position can really do a lot. So Muka in that position is the key. Because, listen, if they send one guy to the cap, and there we go, Lucky Blast is going on a cap, that means a gun less. That means in one moment now, actually, Utopia can choose and pressure in one specific spot. They can pressure Andre, or they can pressure the hill even.
And they know they have 2 minutes to kind of decide what to do. Where does it come from? Muka knows he's spotted permanently. That's always going to be from Andre. He did get a shot into them. They're going to have to guess that Micmac is probably up in the hill. Micmac has to be very careful when he starts shooting. If he's spotted, he's immediately going to get dropped. But if he gets 2 shots out, that could be super vital.
It's good play by Who Cares also. Like, they had to do something to break this stalemate because they cannot really push. They don't have the HP. This is the only viable tactical choice they can make. Andre is using a lot of corpse to cover his body, and he's a huge problem here for Utopia because they cannot say, okay, we're going to push him and we're going to take him out 100%. If that was doable, they would already done it like 20 times over. I believe the best choice for them would be to go with the Bihu and try to push on the hill, to clear the hill, and then push on that I7. But everything has its own risks, of course. Nice connections here on Muka.
Nice shot there onto Muka. That was one from Andre in his IS-7. Andre now, though,
Andre playing a pivotal role for his team now.
having to preserve that last bit of HP he's got. And no, Muka with a fantastic shot there. But Muka's split. Can Micmac get shots into Muka right now? Is he going to be bold enough to take those shots? Takes one, misses. Goes for the second one. Doesn't connect. Goes for a third one. Connects. One more shot. Blind.
No connection.
Doesn't connect. Not great, but there's 24 seconds. Muka's going to be the one to push up into Lucky Blast. They're going to try and drop Senti. 18 seconds. They might be playing this one a little bit too late. It's going to be really bold. Papa Powen up on the hill, spotted. Senti's going to shoot at him. We're down to 10 seconds. Muka's going to have to rush the cap right now. Lucky Blast was spotted because he was shooting. There's a rock between him and... Oh, Lucky Blast takes out Papa Powen. He can cap. He's done it. That shot from Lucky Blast. No, Muka in the last vital second getting the kill on Lucky Blast. So, Utopia just able to get that reset in the very dying tenth of a second there, and now it's only Micmac left against 2 tanks of Utopia.
Oh, what a great injustice. That's just not fair, man. Like, those dots connected. It was kept millisecond more and it would work out. A millisecond more.
Oh man. I mean, should Micmac have been coming down off that hill immediately after shooting his clip out? It looked like he kind of stayed up there for a little bit longer than necessary. He's a 1-shot, 52 HP. Mucka is a 2-shot. Biku is a 2-shot. Micmac, if you can pull this one off, it's going to be the steal of the century, but I really don't think it's going to happen. Utopia on the defense in 2 minutes. There's no need for Mucka or Biku to expose himself in a position that they don't need to. And imagine Micmac's going to get shot off and die, or he's just going to get spotted and die. That is right to the wire. I mean...
Easy game. Micmac goes. Bang, bang. 2
Yeah.
shots on Bihu. Bang, bang. 2 shots on Muka. Game over. 4-2. Here we go.
Oh man, I really thought Utopia... sorry, I really thought Who Cares had that. I really thought they had that just that last split second. I mean, he's right up in front of Biku. They don't know each other's right in front of him. He sees Biku.
Here we go. First
1,
and... Whoa!
2, he gets a bounce! He gets a
Bachat
bounce!
armor. Давай!
Oh, Micmac, can you do this, laddie? Can you do this? Mucka knows exactly. Mucka knows exactly where he is. Mucka's going to go up and get him. If there's a bounce here from Mucka or a miss from Mucka, it's GG. But no, Mucka's going to get this one. He's going to take his time. Mucka with the multi-kill, picking up 4 kills, saving the match there for Utopia.
Wow. Well, not the match, but at least this game. Really, really hot games between these two. 3-2, 4. Who cares still? So Ducky's prediction is still alive.
Yeah.
Ours is long dead.
Yeah. Man, I would have been interesting to know a more accurate timer, like how close that was, that reset from Mucka, how close that was.
I think the message was just about to go, and that's it.
Yeah,
man.
like it was like tenth of a second, I guess. Mucka now coming out top damage there, 4 kills, vital for his team there. That's carry modes coming in at the end there.
It's a problem whenever you kill a guy, that time extends for 6 seconds.
Yeah, I mean the thing is even if anything had happened to delay Mucka from going there, a tracking shot, anything, that was it. So like if Andre just survived ever so slightly, that had delayed Mucka from moving from that position, or if Micmac had landed these shots from that distance,
If
you know.
Micmac landed his shots, but he didn't, and this is happening. So there was multiple times if Andre survived on the middle, but he didn't. There was a good shot by Muka coming in. So never mind what and how. The result is here, and we will watch another side now. Who cares? We'll have to defend, and Utopia to attack.
Yeah, still potential there for an upset here for Who Cares, but again,
It's
I
gonna
mean,
be an upset even if they
that's-
take 1 point, man.
yeah, I mean that round especially is going to be it's going to be quite a hard one to swallow. That round, that's going to be frustrating for sure. So close. If they'd got those IS-7s over, if they'd dropped Utopia quicker and been able to pull their IS-7s back without withering an additional round of fire from Utopia, they could have been in a much better position. But as well, we say, shoulda, woulda, coulda, you know. Again, Utopia going with multiple. No, that's not right because I can see a object there in the lineup from Utopia. So the
I
lineups.
can see Gremek on Utopia side, and that's definitely wrong.
Yeah, the lineups from Utopia are not quite right there. Utopia actually taking an object here, Mojo. I can't say if it's the 2D or the RT. It's the TD.
Yeah, 263.
Mucka, yep. Multiple IS-7s coming out for Who Cares. We're seeing 5 IS-7s and then 2 Batchats for Who Cares. So another kind of flexible YOLO lineup here from Who Cares. But Utopia spreading their forces left and right and in the middle, Mojo.
It's more interesting how much spread is actually. Who cares? They're not ready for any kind of direct attack by Utopia. They're playing rather confident it will not happen. And keeping 2 Bachats as a pure trap. Trap if you want to cross on another side and spot from A6 position, then you would be exposed to them. There is some exchange here coming in on the middle. And I guess Lucky Blast and the guys will maybe even still patiently wait for someone to come and try to shoot those Bachats in the back.
Already a little bit of repositioning here. Gremic and Halu going to move over to the next area from the 4-line into the 5-line area. Kind of back up Senti. Now in that initial peak, we see Andre taking damage in his IS-7. Halu took damage in his IS-7. So did Pure Love on Who Cares. But in return, only Shupanic took a hit for Utopia. So initial peak's not going at all in Who Cares' favour.
Still, if we have a moment that Bihu goes away from that hill and tries to push those 2 Bachats down, he may die. But the patience already gave up. And Who Cares is moving on. So there will be probably commitment by them.
Lucky Blast and Micmac coming running down here. Are they going to try and come in from the flank? Are they going to give Bihu some nice and easy shots into the back? And we've got Papa Power and Shoku lining up behind their tanks. Lucky Blast and Micmac just riding the wall along the riverbed here. And then they're going to push up onto the hill opposite Bihu.
Yeah, but Bihu is not in position to see them actually, and that's the problem for him. But look at this. Hanti, Shuku, Papa Pavia.
They smell this.
They already
Bihu's
but
dropped down
Bihu
completely.
left the hill.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're positioning to actually greet these I-7s, but they're neglecting the hill at the moment.
Halu actually just taking a shot from the right-hand side there of when Steroids was able to get a free peek and shot into him. This is a bit cagey from Who Cares. This is what we talk about. Sometimes the team's guilty of going full YOLOs, and sometimes I think Mojo, they just get a bit frustrated. Rather than playing something patient, rather than something not working in their favour, they get frustrated. I mean, look at the damage coming out here. They're shooting down from the top of the hill, they're shooting back, they see Hunty, they're trying to get shots into him, but the immediate time they peek, they're all taking damage. Hunty's got a dead gunner, he's got a dead driver, but Lucky Blast and Micmac here not necessarily making all their shots count. Hunty taking a lot of damage, but also being able to block a lot of damage in his IS-7.
There is a whole lot of blocking, as you said, but he doesn't have a medic. He already lost a gunner and a driver. That's a really crappy I-7. Never mind, he's deleted, so he will not miss them dearly that much. Utopia playing over cautiously at the moment will cost them. Who cares, making a smart decision here, running away with these Bachats in an instant. They know there will be a pursuit coming in, so these guys just have to trench up and watch themselves on the middle with these I-7s now.
Every time they peek, they're getting shot at from Mucka in a perfect position for them, and Who Cares are being constantly punished for this. Now there's a rotation from Utopia sending their Batchats up onto the hill because, well, Who Cares have pulled their Batchats down, and now Who Cares have gathered up everyone together, Mojo, and it looks like they might be deciding to try and make some kind of push here.
Not sure about the push, but they could definitely do it because most of the guys from Utopia are not here, but these two Bachats can come back in a second. We will see will this be enough for an overmatch because Senti is on low HP, and this impatience by Who Cares may cost them dearly now.
Lucky Blast going in, they're focusing it into Steroid. She panics to come around and get a shot into the rear end of Lucky Blast. Now look at the damage the IS-7s are taking here. Mucka is in free fire mode, he's got lots of shots to be able to take right now. Who Cares pushing into the tanks of Utopia. Who Cares yet to lose a tank. Utopia have now lost 2 tanks, that make that 3. And Who Cares might be able to make this one work, but again, the biggest problem they have here is they do not have HP to trade anymore.
Yeah, but also Utopia now has only 2 Bachats and 2 TDs to work with, so not the really greatest potential to rotate in the world. Still, they have them in the middle there, so they have some material to work with. They really direly need someone to go on that A6 position and immediately position to have a crossfire on Bihu.
Bihu actually taking a bit of damage when he peeked over in the middle there. Who Cares still with 7 guns against the 4 of Utopia. They know where Mucka is spotted, they know where Bihu is. The problem is he's trying to shoot at Mucka because Object 263 isn't the easiest to shoot at frontally, especially from long range. It's Micmac that's going to be able to try and trade shots with him, but Mucka's now got himself unspotted, he's got himself safe. Senti in the middle for Who Cares as a dead driver. He's a one-shot. Halu in his IS-7, he's a one-shot. You know, like, everyone in Who Cares is absolutely battered and bruised right now.
Yeah, but they're also in safe positions and they're guns in a game, so they can cover each other. They pointed out on all the extra positions the guy with HP, so they can just work with them, and then these guys who are on such a low HP will be useful.
Now, what can you do, Who Cares? Who can you spot? Who can you get angles on?
It's not what Who Cares can do, it's what Utopia must do, because they're attacking. And I don't think the cap is an option, because that will leave them only with 3 guys. They do know that Muka is left in a corner with that 263, effectively cut off from everyone else. They know that everyone else is on this side here. So if that happens, they will deal with the reset.
Utopia bringing back 2 rounds here. Who Cares? We're 3-0 up. Now coming back to 3-2. Papa Pavin taking a bit of damage there in his STRV.
It's ridiculous that Utopia still has more HP than Who Cares 7 guys.
Yeah. The fact that Halu and Senti as well are both surviving on, 67 and 53, that's, a high row or low row away from being dead.
Super important. Well, Bihu is here, so if he can probably take both of them down. But it has to be really well timed. And also, it's question like if he takes too much damage for that. might not even be worth it.
And also, the fact is, who cares are on the defense? So Utopia need to kill them all, or they need to make some kind of play on the base. And
All the
playing
bushes
a
are
base,
taken.
yeah, playing a base is not happening. You can see the tanks of who cares here grazing in the plains of Prokhorovka. Shoku is making a move through the middle, Mojo. They're sending him in first. He's going to back up Biku. Once Biku comes off reload, I guess he's coming off reload. They're going to go in for it. They're going to try and get shots. Halo Lucky Blast turning around to get shots. Lucky Blast shoots out, doesn't connect. He goes down. Nice double tap there from the tanks of Utopia. But Biku taking a good bit of damage here. Taking 500 there. Biku's now dropped onto a one-shot. Mucka's going to push up this line in towards Micmac. And nice coordinated push there from Utopia.
This is working so far so well for them because who cares actually abandoned these tanks on this side. I don't know why didn't they just leave a heavy tank alone and go away with the budget from there. That was just bloody nonsense. So they might even throw around because of that. But still, there is 5 guns in the game and Utopia needs to gather up forces and push them. They can use 263 as a battering ram and push forward while the other guys are hiding behind. Still, Bihu is here on one shot now. Muka can't survive 2 shots, so he can be alive. Papa Pavian also, but Papa Pavian needs his stance for shooting. And that leaves Shuku. Shuku is a key player in this moment with his 1400 HP.
I wonder at what point, I was going to say, it looks like perhaps now, who cares, like, guys, at what point do we start thinking, like, okay, just run and hide, because we're getting close to the timer now. Down to 1 minute 40, Utopia having to seek out, having to find these tanks from who cares and drop them before the timer runs out against them. Now, Mucka and Andre are spotted. They know where Mucka is pushing up this line. Gremic is spotted, Senti spotted, Shoku spotted coming over the middle now. They drop Senti. Nice kill there for Shoku. Papa Pavin's going to rush over and he's going to get Gremic. Going to come into siege mode, peek over. There's no crossfire shots here coming from who cares, but Papa Pavin didn't penetrate that shot. Gremic has to think carefully. Does he want to turn his turret? Does he want to give shots to Papa Pavin? Pure missing a kill there into the side of Papa Pow, and that could have been vital because it could have been dropped almost potentially. And Micmac with shots. Gremic is about to go down here to Mucka. Great coordinated play here from Utopia, and who cares just seem in disarray, trying to protect their tanks here, trying to get angles safely away from who cares. Micmac's going to just try and turn and run now into the corner.
Yeah, but that will not help because they now put 3 guys in a cap. They're not going to hustle. They're going to leave Papa Pavian to watch middle for them, and that's it, guys. That's it. Come and get us.
Cap
What
timer
a throw.
now
What a throw.
less than the match timer. Who cares? Not really in a position to reset. Pure Love's going to go over. He's going to have to cross the gunfire of Papa Pavin. He has 1,000 HP, so he can't afford to trade a bit of HP, but already he's taken one. Micmac actually want to rush into Papa Pavin, but Papa Pavin can turn and see that now. Micmac is not a one-shot from Papa Pavin, but now Papa Pavin's safely over the rails, so Pure Love can't get shots into him. Papa Pavin does actually go down to Pure Love, but we're 10 seconds now on the cap circle. All you need is a reset, Micmac and Pure Love, to be able to get this and run away. Coordinate it well, and this actually might work, Mojo. They might be able to just pull this one off at the end. No reset coming in. Pure Love whoops his shot. It doesn't happen. There wasn't a repeat of the previous round, and Utopia right back into this one, 3-3.
This
That was
reset
a throw.
would be critical, but he actually wasted a shell to shoot at STRV, and I think what he should have done is just drive forward for a cap and deal with it. So that should have been his play. In this moment, it might have costed them around. Definitely a throw, badly positioned tanks. Papa Pavian, brilliant damage, 4.2k there, followed by Szczepanek and Sturic, but really good opening here by Who Cares, and then just, I don't know.
Yeah.
Why did you just leave tanks and hope to survive?
Like, why set them so far forward like that? Why not try and pull
No,
them?
they were pressured by 263, so I understand. They couldn't rotate it like an i7. But Bachat is another thing. Like, he could have moved around better.
Yeah.
They could have positioned the rest of the team better so they can actually help them. Like, there is a lot of options they could have done, and this was by far the worst, to just abandon them and hope they do enough damage if someone attacks them. And even if they were hoping that someone will attack them, they were not even aiming for the most obvious spot that's going to be from the middle. It's not someone going to come from the front and just hope to kill you.
Yeah.
So big throw here. Utopia equalized the score. It's 3-3, and we will move to Ghost Town now. A map that Utopia is much better on than Who Cares. But so were they on first map on Sand River in theory, and look how it went. So honestly, for Who Cares now, after losing 3 rounds like this, they should just focus on taking 1 round here at least. If they can do that 1 point, that will mean a lot to them. And the loss of point will mean a lot to Utopia, but Utopia actually still has a chance to pick a clean victory here.
True, yeah, they can come back into this one. 5-3, being down 3-0 from the start is a good comeback. We did say if this is a push from the side of Utopia and they're able to come back into this, then it's a big fail for Who Cares, because they're basically throwing away a massive lead. But we'll see, I mean, how things can go. Utopia, blue side, Who Cares on the red side. It is going to be Utopia starting on the defense and Who Cares starting on attack.
Who Cares playing with 3 mouse, something like we have in a Suba. So pretty similar, but they have 3 butchats here, rather mobile setup for attack, a risky one even, I would say. Utopia on other side playing with Papa Pavian and STRV, usual position taking there by Leopard, but they chose STRV as their tool to be used for this game. Rather displaced tanks from Utopia, a bit all over the place. Stepanek being a bit away on his own there together with Hunty, but still it's really hard to chase them because they're behind the houses. But if there is a sudden strong push of Who Cares on Bihu and Steroids, that might be a big problem for Utopia.
Ascenti already taking a shot as he crossed over there in the mouse. Yeah, I mean, things started off so good there for Who Cares. They started off strong. They were the team kind of leading Utopia. They were the team kind of setting the pace. They went straight up 3-0. Everything was looking good for them, but now they've just started to kind of dwindle back to their old ways, starting to seem frustrated, starting to seem like they don't have a backup plan once the initial plan fails.
I shall see. This is definitely a fight kind of setup by Who Cares. The only thing that can cap in is an I7, so there is a potential for them even to attract a lot of attention by everyone and then place him in a cap, because why not? 3 butchats. That's the key. What do they actually want to achieve by playing with 3 butchats? There is a lot of clipping potential there, there is a lot of rotation potential there, but straight out brawl, no.
Steroids here just trying to shoot at some of the terrain in the cap circle so it doesn't absorb a shot later on if there's any kind of vital cap resets needing to be done. Andre, Gremic and Senti here in Death Alley. They're waiting to see if anyone's going to peek round into him, but it looks like Utopia not going to be taking that bait anytime soon.
Senti positioned his mouse so he can go faster when he starts moving. Wah, wah, wah.
Up on the rubble. So far so good for Utopia. They're the defensive side running down the clock. Who Cares have taken damage on 2 of their mouse. Senti and Gremic have both taken a hit. But yeah, nothing overly aggressive, nothing risky here from Utopia. This might be the time Utopia can actually take the lead in this match if they can win this round.
Well, we still need to see how will Who Cares progress. We know that they are rather good when it comes to zerging the enemy team. They have 3 mouse there on one corner and 3 butchats on other. So butchats can join the fight really, really fast in the back of the enemy. And I believe that's the key of their plan. They are trying to provoke Utopia to peek from one side and maybe attack mouses and then just come and try to clip out as much as they can with these butchats.
Micmac just doing a little handbrake turn there to get alongside Halu as they provide cover along to where kind of Biku and Stepanek are lined up and Shoku is directly opposite them, but nothing here from Who Cares. I mean, what's the plan here, Mojo, from Who Cares? How they... Whoa, okay, that's HE coming out from Steroids into Pure
I
Love.
already told you what's the plan for Who Cares. The question is only how will Utopia deal with it, and if Steroids can get free shots on Pure here every time and just reset, then Utopia doesn't have to do anything. They'll just wait and focus fire when Who Cares comes for them. And honestly, there is a chance that Who Cares can just annihilate them because Steroids is rather alone there. If these 3 mouses push, they will take 1 or 2 shots from some of the tanks, but they have a lot of HP to play around. They can drop Steroids and then push the lower side with butchats where Stepanek and Hunty are, and then Utopia would be in a problem.
Stepanek still not really... Oh, he's actually moving a little bit. Hunty backing him up there on the right hand side of the map. Papa Pavan here vision across the map, repositioning a little bit. Nothing happening up at base 1, so at some point Papa Pavin is going to have to reposition to try and find himself a better angle to get shots in, and that STRV can either be a blessing or a curse
Good
once
connection
the
here
fight
by
happens.
Senti on steroids here, and good connection on Muka. Now Szczepanik is coming from the corner. That's gonna probably trigger these Bachats in one moment to push them. Shuko is also coming there, and Hunty is gonna be a straight out brawl from that side.
Szczepanik getting the reset coming in there. Halo and Micmac looking like they want to move up. Steroids coming back in. A little bit support there of Szczepanik. BQ coming in to support him as well. Muka just kind of holding position so he can switch either left or right from where he is. Papa Pavin still up in that area with the STRV. It does provide him crossfire shots.
Halo was
Should,
spotted.
who cares, push over. But so far so good for Utopia. Who cares now backed off from the cap circle. And we're down to less than 5 minutes to go.
Halo was spotted. That's a critical moment here now, so Utopia is aware that Bachats are probably from that side. Now there is a chance also, because Bachats are so fast, who cares could rotate the map and actually attack them from another side, but they still have the heavy stack from this one. Trading one-on-one with Mouse doesn't pay off. It doesn't pay off because you initially have so much less HP and you're easier targets for the other tanks when the fight starts. So this shot by Maka was definitely not the best one. Pure can actually enter the #1 cap now, and Bachats can probably pressure that side and just clear out maybe Papa Pavian on make him fall down and the rest of the heavies. The Utopia is not reacting well to this rotation, not well whatsoever. They're moving just now, but I believe it might actually be already too late.
Batchat's cutting in now in support of the heavy tanks. Halo and Micmac went to go one way, now they changed and gone another way. I do not know what Who Cares are doing. They looked like they were going to push along the top. They've decided to come back all the way around. Are they trying some rope-a-dope tactic? Are they gathering up with Lucky Blast and going south? It looks like it. Perhaps they were just trying to pull the tanks away from Utopia. It looked like a team fight was about to happen there. And then for whatever reason at the last minute, Who Cares says, no, let's not do this. I hope Who Cares remember that they are the attacking team and not the defending team.
They were even spotted leaving, so what they're doing now is a pure suicide. They had the initial move, they had the positions, and what on earth are you doing, guys? Now they will have to do a ton of damage on Shuku while they're crossing before getting shot by everyone else. So what? They're not even going to attack him?
Okay, so they're pushing in from the top and bottom at the same time. The Batchats are looking to drop someone, but nobody is where they expected him to be. Micmac peeks around the corner, immediately takes a shot to the face. Pure Love comes through the middle. It looks like they wanted to try and gang up on Szczepanik. That's where they were previously. They ran away from that area, they ran back in, and all that's happened is they peeked round, taken a lot of damage from it, and got some shots into Hunty. Very strange move by the Batchats. I do not know what Who Cares were thinking there.
Yeah, guys, we are here in a game of World of Tanks, not Need for Speed, so I guess they're gonna go around another corner, but Micmac is by now on one shot. They're gonna try to drop Muka and Steroids, but they will be open for fire by Papa Pavian in his STRV, and these two guys will protect each other the best they can. Halu is pretty low on HP, there is not every penetration here. There we go, bye-bye Halu, Lucky Blast will run out of the shells, and this is the most chaotic attack I've ever seen in my life.
Triple Batchat's trying to run about the map in a wolf pack, but every time they've gone somewhere, they've been picked out. Now, in fairness, they have dropped 2 tanks of Utopia. Steroids and Mucka, both in 113s, have been dropped. But look at the damage gone back into Who Cares. Halo is dead. Pure Love is down to 40 HP. Gremic is now dead. Lucky Blast and Micmac are both on one-shots. Pure Love's on a one-shot himself. Senti's now dropped. Andrea has a slight bit of health left. And this movement from Utopia, this movement from Who Cares, absolutely confusing. It's almost like Who Cares themselves didn't know what to do and just kept driving about the battlefield until somebody decided, okay, let's push.
When they did that rotation, I actually thought, okay, they did a good thing. They were unspotted. They're going to put Y7 on a cap. Mouses will pressure the middle. Bachats will pressure the other side. They'll drop the STRV, maybe lose a tank in process, but who cares? And they are going to then make a number on the rest of the Utopia tanks. But no, they just decided, no, this is not the way to go. We are just gonna go around the corners. We're gonna take a shot on every possible of them. Yeah, this is the first corner we're gonna get shot. Then there is the next one. Oh, then there is the next one, and so on. I really don't know why so much. I mean, we've seen use of Bachats by EL Gaming on Ghost Town a lot, but honestly, this could have been won if played better. This could have been won if played better.
In fact,
they had a chance.
Hunty just drove past Micmac there and they weren't in proxy range, didn't even know each other was there.
They're defending anyways.
It's insane. I mean, the Batchats, okay, you killed 2 113s, but you did nothing else other than that. Like, Utopia were able to just ride out the storm, turn around and say, oh look, you've got 3 Batchats down here, let's just shoot them. In the meantime, every other tank was taking loads of damage. You can't ignore the other vehicles that Utopia have. Shoku still has the freedom to run about and chase down people. Hunty can still do a lot of damage in his 5A. Biku can still do a lot of damage in the T57. And Shupanik's got all the HP in his mouse. In the end, Papa Pavin with the triple kill from that position in the STRV. And now Utopia taking the lead here and match point against Who Cares. 3-0 lead Who Cares had here at the start.
Unbelievable. And they had that fourth game also. So they had a chance to be on a match point now, but throw after throw after throw, that's a lot of throwing. Their hands must be very tired of that. 17% in defense rate, that's what Who Cares have now, and they are defending on Ghost Town. Utopia closing to almost 70% in attack. By watching that, Utopia should actually close the match here and take clear 3 points after...
Terrible start.
Terrible start. Let's just keep it
Let's just keep it at that. Terrible start.
Papa Pavian doing a lot of farming there together with Stepanek, who was playing a mouse from the flank of Who Cares heavy tanks. Hunty also, 2 guys, Stepanek and Hunty, who were decapping all the time. I can't say I'm happy with Utopia's performance. So many mistakes. A team who had 6 or 7 victories in a start, not playing so well now. This is like really shaky performance. They're playing against number 8 in the league, and number 8 in the league actually had a chance to beat them by now, to like have full 3 points in their hands.
Yeah, it's shoulda, woulda, coulda. I mean, it's going to be the theme for this match for sure. Like so many potentials. Who Cares? Getting that last minute reset against them on Prokhorovka there could have been a match point. In return, on the next round, could have got the last minute reset and it was failed. You know, it could have been 5-0 by now actually in that Prokhorovka round we just had coming into this. But now it's 4-3 Utopia. We're going into the second round of Ghost Town, where Utopia are going to be the ones on the attack, where it's going to be Who Cares on the defense. I don't know. I think this is going to be done and dusted now, Mojo, in this round. I think that's it. I think Who Cares had their chance and they've blown it. They couldn't have had a better opportunity, to be honest, to cause another upset and to give themselves an absolutely vital 3 points. Now I think it's back to the old Who Cares YOLO mode, you know? Don't know what to do, YOLO.
It had some meaning. It really had some meaning, that tactic before, and it could have worked, but they just, I don't know. That decision making at the end of the game was just not the best. Utopia here on attack side, slightly less HP because they don't have that many super heavies. They have only Hunty and Stepanek on mouse tanks. 1 Clipper, this is unusual, but 3 VZ heavies. So Utopia can press in with these guys. They can do the rotations and come back for the number 1 cap if they want and pressure there. But 90% of team of Who Cares is actually there. Everyone except Halu, who is playing a bachat, is there, focused just to do one thing, counter push. And this is why this is a problem for Who Cares. It obviously means that they don't really have a huge idea what to do on defense of Ghost Town. So they're just going to try to group up the tanks and provoke a fight somewhere and hope to come up on top.
Who Cares pushing all the way around the top of the map? We've never really seen this from a defensive team.
We've seen, Ding did it, and they did it remarkably bad, losing against the Suva.
Utopia going to pull back their line and set up a defensive line. Papa Powan taking a shot in his 5-8 as they start backing off. Now, Who Cares are going to start trying to engage in fights from angles and from areas where team fights normally don't happen from, so it's not as easy to read where the shots are going to come from as you normally would. But look at this, Gremic now taking a first hit for Who Cares.
Stepanek is capping here on corner, and he's just trying to make the Who Cares team come around the same corner to decap him. Mikmek will come from one side, and you have Gremek and Andrei from another. But Utopia tanks should be really closely positioned to punish anyone who does that. Hunty and the rest of the guys are trying to do damage on approaching Who Cares team, but there is still some HP advantage just because they had that one mouse more.
Pure the King pushing, Pure Love Dora pushing up under the tanks here of Utopia in the middle. Utopia able to come back round into this fight. They have the better positioning. I mean, Who Cares are the ones defending here. It's a very aggressive defense. Normally defenders are in positions where you can run down the clock to their advantage. Who Cares have to be very careful of any kind of counter push coming back out from Utopia. I mean, Papa Pavin and Biku can come round from the right hand side and perhaps get crossfire shots into Pure or into the super heavy sitting up on that hill.
Micmac actually shot Hunt in the back instead of decapping, but there is still 30 seconds. Gremek took quite a lot of damage, but there is a counter push here by Who Cares. They're decapping Szczepanek and they're clipping out on him.
Szczepanek getting battered in the middle here in the cap circle. It's Lucky Blast, Senti and Micmac all shooting into him. Where are the rest of the tanks here from? Utopia, their teammate is taking a pummeling in the middle. What can they do to fire back? Now Shoku is clipping out into Senti. He's making him back off. Micmac taking a lot of damage there as Shoku continues to get his clip out. Who Cares taking lots of damage across the board. They're now roughly about 3,000 HP less than Utopia right now as Utopia start to push in the fight. Lucky Blast has been dropped by Who Cares, so Who Cares losing a 50B right now. Vital tank to be able to continue to do damage. Szczepanek still surviving for now in this cap circle. He does get a bit more damage. Lucky hit there into Micmac. Micmac shooting him but not dropping him. Has to be Andrew that does this. In the meantime, Mucka gets a kill, Pure Love. Biku gets a kill on Gremic. Utopia still with 6 guns available to them. Who Cares only with 4. This is going to be it done and dusted, Mojo. It's going to be Utopia taking this one 5-3.
Utopia was there all the time. They were just waiting for commitment on Szczepanek, and then all the hell broke loose. And the funny part is, Who Cares didn't even focus Szczepanek that well, and he survived almost till the end of the brawl. Andre and Senti, the last surviving warriors here from the Who Cares. Well, they'll go really unhappy out of this match, because out of that initial start and possible Ducky's good predictions, it's gonna end up in a throw of a day for sure, because they had a chance to take the match and they can only come out with regrets after this one, unfortunately.
Yeah, split seconds and shots basically on Prokhorovka. I mean, maybe the second round of Prokhorovka could have gone differently had Who Cares then stepped into a 4-0 lead, but you know, you got to take the shots when you can. You got to just, as you said, a win's a win at the end of the day, and you've got to take what you can get. Utopia coming away from this one with three clean points. Vital 3 clean points for them to continue the push
really happy with
against Oops and against Kazna Crew. They were on the ropes. They were looking like they were going to get stomped by Who Cares, but